Hey you guys, it's Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
Come check out owlsherbs.com, where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products, from sea moss to black seed oil, and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth.
What's going on today? I'm going to be doing redoing a video, informational video on BGS IBMOR's Octane scales. So just to, if you never heard of the Octane scales, it is something as far as like kind of a classification, or it's like kind of breaks people down where they fit in as far as class. This is something I believe that can be used worldwide, but I mean, for this sake, I'll just kind of stick it to America as far as what the different people I'll be talking about. So this is just a redo video. I actually was just gonna do it in kind of like video format. I mean, kind of sound format over a picture, but I got a little time, so I just, to give it some justice, just redact the video. Other video is still out there, but I missed some things as far as the discussion. So I'm gonna put everything out here and just put it out here. So the Octane skills, okay. BGS IBMOR is person that pretty much put this out here as far as something that he uses. It's kind of like something that also can relate to sociology, because we all fit in a society. We all are part of societies. I was a sociology student at one time, and this is definitely very, very good to kind of use as a toolkit to kind of understand where someone is from their perspective, as far as like where they fit in as well. So the thing is about this Octane scale is it has nothing to do with the looks. It's not have anything to do with the 1 to 10 scale. It is basically just where people are as far as primarily their education, their intelligence, awareness. It's just basically kind of like where someone is as far as their level in the hierarchy of class in America. But like I said, I definitely think this is something that could be utilized. This will be true in Djibouti, in Tokyo, and definitely in the UK. So this is not something that is this is something that could be used all across the board. So I'm just gonna get right into this. So the first, and this is the first thing that I left out. This is one of the things I left out in the other video, and that's 85 octanes. Okay, like I say, this has nothing that people will be like, 85 octane, this has nothing to do with how someone looks as far as the 1 to 10 scale, or Patrice O'Neill's 1 to 20, I think 1 to 30 scale or something like that. So 85 octanes is just basically someone that is just kind of hood. Okay, just even if you want to put it in a particular outside of the black culture, someone in the trailer parks. Okay, and then also let me also say that if you are so easily offended, because I know it's a lot of people that are very, very offensive, because I could kind of sometimes be a snob. I could be a little elitist, and I know a lot of people don't like people like that. But here's the thing, and this is what I say about also when it comes to the whole beta and alpha thing.
Yeah.
Beta.
You don't necessarily your class or even your distinction of where you are in society, it does not necessarily have to be that way. It's up for you to be who you are. If you don't like who you are, that's what the gyms are for. That's what your drop down and do 100 push-ups, 10 push-ups, whatever. That whatever you don't think you fit in or you like, you can change, you can sharpen. You can get with other men. That's what my channel is for. My channel is for men to sharpen men, for women to, understand some things they might have not known. So, the thing about this octane scale is that you can rise above. You can go from the bottom to the top, like Drake, So, the 85 octane is just, your average run of the mill woman or man that lives in the hood. I'm going to it doesn't necessarily have to be in the hood as well. Also, let me redact that. It is wherever you are. I mean, if you are the type of person that's kind of ratchet, kind of hood, which a lot of black people are, including myself. I've lived in the hood at particular times in my life. I live there now. It can come out, every now and again, those kind of ghetto flashes or whatever. So I'm going to show my screen, and I'm going to show you the kind of archetype of this 85 octane. This will be your Glorilla, the rap artist that took the world by storm last year. Um, Basically, she is someone that was working at Walmart. I don't know if she had good customer service. She might have been what the typical Walmart person, you ask them a question, they give you kind of a somewhat of an attitude, like, why are you, asking me a question? Why don't you just use that's what the Walmart app was created for, because it was like, people at the higher up and executives, they knew that, some of the machines for the scanners were not going to work, and also that people are going to have a hard time with customer service, so they just made an app so you could literally scan the item on your phone, so you could be your own customer service rep, to where you basically go check out. And then here's another thing. I've also worked at Walmart, but I worked at Walmart as basically I worked on the IT side, as far as I was a contractor installing self-checkout machines for Walmart. So you go and you use the checkout machines in Walmart. I was installing those like late at night. Make some extra money. I'll just, go do a shift or two, installing those. Basically, night. The company is NCR, the NCR machines at Walmart, and self checkout, because yeah, customer service is really bad. Even a lot of people, they don't want to work at Walmart. They just want to do their shift and not actually talk to people. Social skills is lacking a lot of times. In 85 octanes is mostly noted for that, because they have the type of situation where they like kind of feel left out in society. They want to just be left alone and then talk amongst themselves. But the thing is that, yeah, 85 octanes are just kind of low class um, black women and men that live in the hood. Some people, the modern term now is a Keisha, and Pookie and Ray Ray. Like I said, because I will say this, to just be fair and balanced, because Black people have been on the bottom of society for so long, post slavery, that the actual middle class and upper class, it's not nothing new for us, but it was quite rare for Black people to be upper class and middle class. Going back, as recent as 50 years ago, most Black people were just basically, a lot of our origin story comes from the South, um, moving up to the North, and moving into slum houses in the ghettos of America, whether it be New York, whether it be Chicago, and basically from that, we have a lot of remnants of that. A lot of people struggle for upward mobility. So a lot of Black people still do have more people that are connected to quote unquote hood or ghetto. So basically, it is not like other races or cultures that basically they have more of an upper class and they're concentrated to where they don't really have to have any interactions almost at all with lower class individuals, because they can stay amongst themselves because it's very, very dense. Black people in the United States do not have a dense upper class, upper middle class. I would say, as percentage wise, Black people probably have, between the upper middle class and upper class, I would say less than 3% of African Americans in large are uh, make up the upper class and upper middle class. That that may or may not be growing. It is definitely a trend, but it is more rare for Black people to be upper class and upper middle class. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is definitely the archetype that I think of is 85 Octane. Like I said, it has nothing, none of these have anything to do with looks. Okay. So I think, me personally, I think she looks good. I think she does look good. Cause see, here's the thing: when you come to becoming an entertainer, they do know how to dress you up and dial you up. You know, money does miracles on people. I mean, if you seen Nicki Minaj before she was like, basically a rich rap star, when she was in New York living in the projects, that is a totally different person from now. They do know how to, those record companies and entertainers, they know how to dress them up to bring them up a notch. So moving along, we're going to go to 87 octanes. So 87 octanes are just basic people. Okay. Another thing also is that I'll say that um, you can also digress. You can actually, if you, one of my favorite movies is Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. You can go from being very, very high up to lowly of where you were as well, as far as in this octane scale. Even if your base scale is high, you can actually digress to a lower tier. I'll have to mention that as well. But 87 octane, I would have to say, um, it's just basically somebody in that just kind of works at a gas station, grocery store, a clerk, uh, at a bank. BGS IBMOR talks a lot about the octane scale in reference to the series Insecure. He pretty much that show is very much a lot of characters kind of across the board make up uh a lot of these different class systems. So yeah, when you have the 87 octane in the series Insecure, it would be the show character, I think Tasha, that worked at the bank. So let me put her up here. I'll just put bank teller. Yeah, so it is. This is like 87 octane, just kind of basic chick. You know, she's intrigued about like basic stuff. I'm not gonna talk about nobody, but I heard somebody basically, somebody, you probably know, they didn't know what a Tesla was before they came to YouTube. And I thought about that today, and I'm like, damn, they know what a Tesla was. And it's like, the thing about it is, a lot of times people forget that YouTube is just like, um even on the side here where people are actually talking and doing live streams talking about social things and social issues, just like you're looking for how to hammer a nail in the wall. You learn some things you didn't know from other people, basically discussing things and topics. On my channel, I hear that all the time. Damn, I didn't know that. I hear that quite often. So when it comes to 87 octanes, this character here, if you watch the show Insecure, I definitely recommend, if you have not watched it, to watch this show. Basically, this character is just, like I said, very, very basic. These types of people are, they're intrigued about like basic things, you know, like just, basic things like coding. They're like mesmerized, by programming, and mesmerized about some type of like, I remember somebody seeing me put together a laptop and take it apart. I mean, I didn't think it was no big deal. I put a video on Facebook a long time ago, and I was basically taking apart a laptop in slow motion, and everybody was just intrigued by that. And I was like, and I had to remember, damn, not that many people actually not like know how to code. And also, a lot of times, like, I get a lot of shit thrown at me because I'm just a hardware technician. But a lot of people don't even know how to repair a laptop, take a laptop down from the bare motherboard, and basically put it back together again better than it was put together in the first place. A lot of people don't know how to do that either. You know what I'm saying? So um it's only so many people that actually know how to do that. So it is definitely something that's rare. To me, it's second nature. I've been working in IT for over 15 years. But it's just stuff like that. It's like, people are like, wow, average basic person is just kind of like, whoa, wow. Um, so yeah, these, pretty much kind of lead into the 89 octane. Okay. The 89 octane is after the 87 octane. And you moving along up the scale, like, I mean, as far as education wise, 89 octane typically, or let's just say 87 octane typically just kind of has a high school diploma. But I'll have to say it's also outliers in all of these. All of these octane scales, they don't necessarily mean that you have to have some type of degree or college, or even high school. But typically, 87 octanes just have college education. I mean, not college, high school education. Typically, may even have some college. Maybe went to school for a semester. Just to put that out there. But there's outliers amongst these as well. It's always outliers. So moving along to 89 octane, 89 octane to kind of switch this around a little bit, it'll be the main character, Esau. Okay. Issa is the self-proclaimed prototype of the 89 octane. Okay. Mid-career woman. Basically college educated. It is also degreed, right? Has minimal experience or her job to maybe as much as a few years, uh, and not quite elite professional. Okay, where I'm getting to next the 92, but basically just kind of they're striving to be that, but it's very very difficult for them to be that. They might be a bohemian, which a bohemian is like somebody that just kind of likes to have fun, likes to kind of like travel and just basically maybe get high and do mushrooms and have a good time and just like let their hair out, dress kind of different than everybody else. um they might be like that, and they might not like to be assertive. They might not like to tell people what to do, and then they might just have a complex that where they just like what position they're in right now. Like, for example, my mother was an 89 octane. She had a college degree. She was a special ed teacher. And I used to tell her, I was like, why don't you just be a principal? You could be a principal. Most of your schoolmates or whatever, they've rised up to a high level or whatever. But my mother, the highest she got was being a school counselor, which I was pretty proud of her. But the thing is that a lot of times people reach a ceiling and then they can't. It's hard for them to go higher because going higher means you have to be kind of almost a different type of person. It's very very difficult for somebody to actually kind of be different, believe it or not. But yeah, 89 octanes, like I say, typically they're high school educated. They've been to college either long term, like really for over 2 to 3 to years, to college educated to where they have a degree. They might have even went to go to try to attempt to take a master's degree, but they dropped out. So some of them might be even grad school dropouts. So another thing is that I typically like to the notion that pretty much I'm pretty much a 89 octane as far as me as a male. I'm typically like that. And I've never had a college degree, but I've been to college for too long to mention. I'll just say that to be not embarrassed. But yeah, it's like I said, it's outliers in all of these. You don't necessarily have to have a degree to show up in these octane skills. It's not a prerequisite. But yeah, 89 octanes, like I said, it's like mid-level. They tend to be like a teacher or work at, like in the case of this character, Issa and Insecure, work at a non-for-profit as a social worker or something like that. You know, they're like mid-career women. Okay. So 92 octane will be her pal, her friend. I don't know her. I forgot her. I think her friend's name is Molly. Uh, I think that was her friend's name. Yeah. Let me see here. So yeah, it was Molly. Let me hone in on this here. Let's see here. So Molly was a lawyer, okay, in the series Insecure. She was like I said, elite professional. What I consider elite professional is a doctor, lawyer, even a hedge fund manager would be in that, or a principal, okay. uh and 10 no, those people tend to be highly educated to where they have either a PhD, you know, basically a master's degree, typically at the very least, on average. Like I say, it's outliers, it's people that don't have any of these, and they make it, but it's probably more rare. But most of them have um high degreed individuals. You can even put an architect into the mix, or a high level CPA in the mix of a 92 octane. You know, it's an elite professional that a lot of times you have to have a prerequisite of having some type of degree. Like, for example, in certain states, I think in Illinois, uh, is one of those. To be an architect, you have to have at least a 4-year degree, and you have to be trained in some type of architectural uh, company for a period of time, and of course pass the exams for to be an architect. So it's a lot of those fields where the prerequisites is for you to have a certain higher level of education, to where a lot of times 92 octanes fit right in. Like I said, doctor, lawyer, high level CPA, principal, and lawyer as well, if I didn't already say so. So yeah, these women typically are kind of like, I would say, hard to deal with, more, because even 89s tend to be hard to deal with as well. These both of these going into hard to deal with, and I know some people be like, oh, some of these are hard to deal, all of these women are hard to deal with, right? But the where it becomes hard to deal with when it comes to 92 octanes, such as a lot of it showcased in the series Insecure. I still have to finish, I think, like the last 2 seasons. But where it becomes hard to deal with is that, or where these women become hard to deal with, is because they are kind of either, if 89 octane is trying to climb to 92, um even the 92 octane is trying to climb to like 100 octane, or better even. And I'll get to that. They have some type of uh thing where they have a problem with thinking that they're better than you. They might have some high levels of narcissism, to where they have a hard time dealing with others as well as men, because basically they are so high above, in as far as in their particular role as whatever job they have, to where it is very, very difficult for them to deal with men that are definitely on a lower level, and also um, that are even on their level, because they want someone to kind of be able to put them in their place, per se. They want someone to actually give them a mansion. These are mansion mates at this point. Um, they want someone to give them some type of house with a 4-car garage, whirlpool, master bedroom type of chicks, and if you can't provide that for them, a lot of times, in many cases, they'll complain to you to death every day, and also, kind of try to perpetuate that you are not good enough, but they still want you around. That's where a lot of times that goes with that. Also, these women tend to not even want to date other men um, that are not at or above their level. And then this is where it becomes a situation where they get old too quick, and a situation occurs to where they get very, very depressed and drink, lots of wine. And because it is very, very difficult for them to find someone on their level. What's going on? The Alonzo Hall, the all-star advisor, he knows about those 92s. He works with them. I bet you. He's around them. He's probably trying to sell them some insurance or some type of financial investment tool. So the thing is that basically, yeah, these women have a very, very difficult time, just as the series Insecure Molly had, with dating and mating, because basically it's one of the two. They have a problem with a man that is below their level. At the very least, they'll use him as a sexual concubine, or F buddy, or they're basically use him as a proxy sperm donor. And the other thing is that they're going to basically yell and scream at this guy because he lives with her, let's just say, in the expensive townhome or condo downtown, and he cannot pay those bills. So he becomes, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, because I've been around, I don't want to toot my horn, but I've been around, man. And the thing is that if I haven't been around, I had a homie that been around up the street, around the block, over the corner, around the world. He was a high level, just uh, what you would call F buddy, okay, and he was married to a 92 octane woman, okay, and I'm gonna tell you the stories that was told and the things that went on or whatever. He was being yelled at for like minimal stuff. Like, see, here's the thing when it comes to it, what I was gonna say that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to those like kind of homosexual relationships. You can be in a girlfriend boyfriend relationship or even a marriage, and still the man kind of feels like a homosexual, or even will probably even be considered a homosexual.
Message.
Because the reason why is that you can't pay the bills, and she knows it. Her lifestyle is nothing that you can afford. So by proxy of that, almost you become basically um, a partner, uh, whatever, be married or not, homosexual. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've been there. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap at all. Um, I pretty much been there.
Hadouken!
I've been there. I remember I used to come home from my shop, and you know, the girlfriend at the time, she was like a 89 Octane, worked at a investment company. She probably listens to me. She listens to me every now and again. Probably still listen to me. I don't know. Wish you the best of luck. I used to call her at the door of the apartment to come let me in. Like I felt like a dog, you know. Come let me in, basically. I'm at the door. I mean, that's that, you know what I'm saying? Like it be like that, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta think about it. Like, okay, can you pay the bills? Becomes a situation to where, all that 50-50 talk and all that stuff is like, well, start looking at the cats that be on the other side of that talking about 100%. Don't look like super duper Sith Lord geniuses, because see, if a situation where, I'm paying all of the bills, ain't no I call and I get to the door, like a damn dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm the door I have a key to, you know what I'm saying? And I walk right on in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I have to you get to set the tone of the relationship by proxy of you being the boss. Okay. One of the things that I know about being a boss is that, yeah, you ain't gotta motherfucking leave your house. You ain't gotta sleep on no goddamn couch. And you damn sure ain't gotta call nobody to let you in the door because you got the key.
Message.
But yeah, when it comes down to it, let's just say, and I ain't opposed to no 92 octane, right? I ain't opposed to any of these classes. Like I said, these are classes. Um, a woman that's a lawyer that make $500,000 a year, right? She has a mini mansion somewhere, house is worth, $1.2 million. I ain't gonna be able to pay those bills. So by proxy of that, at the very low side, I don't necessarily call them homosexuals. You're a consort. And that kind of goes back to kind of medieval to old Europe monarchy, the monarchy system. A consort is just basically like for example, the queen of England right now, which is Prince King Charles's wife, is a consort or queen consort. Basically, she was along for the ride. He became king, and she became his consort. That's pretty much how I look at it. But from that consortium, um, you can't pay the bills. You ain't probably gonna be able to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Now you might be able to have an upgraded trajectory to where you can kind of like she's making $500,000 a year. Well, hey boo, let's start a coffee shop. Okay, you start a coffee shop, somewhere, or start getting, let's just keep it all the way there. Like, instead of me worrying about real estate funding, she's my real estate funder. Okay, I need you to write out a check for $185,000. Yeah, I'm gonna have to flip. It's gonna probably take me about anywhere to 3 months to 6 months to flip this property. You're gonna get all your money back, and then we're gonna go on the cruise after we sell the house. And you're gonna get your money back plus a present. But see, here's the thing. I'm giving you too much game, because I got that high class game. You know, I don't have I don't have that. I got the low class game too. Hennessy and Black and Miles, or Hennessy and Swisher Sweets, and some stinky weed. I mean, and chicken wings. I got that too. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm just a manosphere incel that gets nothing. Ain't never had nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, right? You know. So the thing is that yeah, um you got to play it a different way when it comes to these types of women, and a lot of times you might have to stomach a lot, because a lot of times when somebody's on a higher level, if you cuss them out and call them and say you ain't shit, they just gonna let you go, and then you're not gonna be able to live in a mansion anymore. And then of course she gonna buy you a car. What you want? Range Rover? What you want? A Maserati? She got it. So you're gonna lose all of that when you open your mouth. And then see, here's the thing. Also, this becomes a deadly situation to where a lot of times these relationships result into the man leaving and killing the woman, because uh it's a situation where he knows he ain't gonna never get that type of woman anymore. That was his one shot deal, and he basically blew it. And a lot of times those situations go to where, yeah, he murders the chick. I used to watch 48 Hours, Cold Case Files. It happens. It happens more than you think. It happens every single day.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
So yeah, 92 octanes are pretty much, like I say, I would call them elite professionals. Okay. Now moving along, I could just keep this just like this, because they played 92 octanes in the show, but these are actually actresses. They're celebrities. Definitely probably both millionaires. Definitely Issa is a mega millionaire, right? Basically, 100 octanes are rich and famous. It doesn't matter what your grade is. Let's go back to Glorilla. Glorilla is an 85 octane, but she's also 100 octane. It's really kind of like a wildcat. It doesn't matter. That's why a lot of times people want to be rich and famous, because it doesn't matter if you 85 octane. You got the shmoney, you can get into the party. And you know people that know people that know people that know people. And you're rich and famous, you're 100 octane. That's where all of the dreams of superstars and all of that, where people go to California, go to New York, that's where they go for. They want to be 100 octane. I'm going to play something. I'm gonna spill the beans. The woman in the video.
Hey, you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of.
That's my cousin. She's 100 octane. Okay, she is. You will probably know her as Jaguar, and basically I Love Ray J. If you watch Tubi, she's on Tubi. She was married to someone that is very, very toxic. And I think she's either going through a divorce or have already been through the divorce. A well-known comedian. He was on Wild 'N Out and all that. But yeah, 100 octane pretty much is your rich and famous celebrity. And you can, like I say, you can also digress. You can go backwards. You lose all of that money, You no longer able to make any money, you go back to usually whatever class system you were in or whatever octane scale you were in. Typically, these people are rare. Let's just keep it all the way 100. These people are rare. Being rich and famous, it's only so many rich and famous people. It's a lot of times short lived. You think about all of the people that were rich and famous. Also, if you been in the NBA, been in the NFL, you at one particular time or not were rich and famous. You're still famous, possibly. Oh yeah, I mean, it's very it's definitely, you know. But yeah, if you've been in if you was a like star baseball player, you know, like Sammy Sosa, you know, you're 100 octane. It's you know, you could have been a musician, whatever. Um, my kids, my daughters, their grandfather on their mother's side is a well-known jazz musician, Richard Abrams. You know, so I mean, you know, it's some people that are probably every family member has one or two rich and famous people or famous people. Now here's the thing, you know, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say rich and famous. I forgot, you know, some people can be actually famous and not necessarily rich. You know, that's also the thing because one particular time you could actually be famous and then have some money, and then you lose the money. You know, I know you probably thinking Kanye. Kanye still got man. Kanye still got money, man. I wish. I'll be honest with you. I probably, man, I would, man. Sometimes, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I used to say, man, I wish I could be this person. I like being myself, but thing is that Kanye got stupid paper, man. They owe him paper. He still, man. He got lawsuits filed right now because they playing with his money. You know, sometimes a lot of times when you're going through a bad mental state, which a lot of these people have very, very difficult mental illness problems because you're rich and famous, everybody knows you, you can't go anywhere, you need assistance to go buy you food, you need assistance for everything because you can't literally go nowhere. You're a slave to your own fame. Um, and also riches. You know, so it's only and then it's only so many people that are 100 octane, and a lot of times, you know, you'll hear celebrities say they only date other celebrities because a regular person, you know, they just don't understand the lifestyle, so they'll pass each other around, you know, a la Lori Harvey. I guess we could put the old Lori because I really haven't really talked that much about Lori Harvey. We could you know for you know whatever we could talk about Lori Harvey because I'm talking about the situation or whatever. Lori Harvey is basically, you know, 100 octane pass around. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep let's just keep it all the way here. I mean, let's call it what it is, bro. Let's call it what it is.
Message.
I mean, basically went from, I mean, what P Diddy? No, P Diddy's son to P Diddy. I mean, like, like, I can't keep up with all of the dudes. I know I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? I'm trolling. I'm a hater on this, but here's the thing, man. It ain't none of my business. This woman is a millionaire. She's rich and famous. She's 100 octane. What am I? I'm some. I'm to me. I'm a bum in Gary, Indiana. Okay, let's just call it what it is, man. But the thing is that when it comes down to it, a lot of these people share each other. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of parties. They have a lot of influence. They have, you know, a lot of connections. They able to have they able to do things and go places a lot of people can't go. You know, they share partners. They also do everything everybody else do. They have a lot, tend to have a lot of open relationships and stuff like that. They don't really have that much privacy, you know. Um, a lot of times, they you wonder why they just go from one partner to the next, to the next, to the next. I mean, it's like, a lot of times those are just kind of business decisions too. You know, it's a tripped out world. It's a world that I really necessarily have never been in. I can understand maybe to a certain degree a little bit because I'm definitely on the outside looking in. The closest thing that I've had to this is I used to work with Dwayne Wade's brother. I used to work at a school, and he basically his cousin invited me to a party. They was having a party downtown, and I remember, it was a couple Bulls players there, and of course Dwayne Wade and his brother was there in like a VIP section. This was like downtown Chicago. This was like 2000. When was this? This was like 2007, I believe. And of course he had bodyguards with him, and then they had a bunch of models. And the models weren't just there. I noticed. See, like they have these little parties. They don't. They have like people there to pretend like the party is live. So what they do is they'll go have models just basically kind of pay to show up, so the party will look like it was some baddies in the party, but all the while that they were just models. And then what would happen would be is you go sit down at a table and you'll start talking to a model or a chick, right? She gonna ask you who you are, cause she don't know who the hell you are. You definitely ain't 100 octane that she know of. You could be rich, but obviously you're not famous because she don't know who you are. And then she basically you're a regular. It's like, yeah, whatever. They came here because Dwayne Wade paid them to be here or offered them to be here, or they wanted Dwayne Wade's whatever or whoever, and it's like, yeah, if you're a regular degler, kind of fitting in, you would have to, kind of fit in however you fit in. Me, I always kind of had a thing where I ain't like to follow people like that. I could have been in like a what do you call in the entourage or whatever with Dwayne Wade. I've had an opportunity to be that with another NBA player that I grew up with. I declined because I just didn't want to follow anybody in no group. I don't know, it just wasn't me. But yeah, I mean, 100 octanes, definitely. Um, it's like it's a wild card. I would say if you take away 100 octane, this particular Lori Harvey would be 87 octane. Just a basic chick. She doesn't strike me to be nothing but just like kind of an 87 octane, just a basic chick. Okay. She might be 89 because she has some like businesses and stuff like that. She might be 89. I'll give her 89. You know, just kind of like very, very quiet. Um, and whatnot. And she is kind of reserved, but she definitely is a sexual hedonist at the very least. Just to put wordage that would be like slightly less offensive. Um, you said Michael B. Jordan is actually a cool dude. I met him while I was on the set of Law and Order. Yeah. Oh, here's the thing, man. a lot of people be cool as hell. You thinking like, damn, it's just regular people. And they pick up your vibe like you just a regular dude. I remember before Meta World Peace changed his name. Basically he played for the Bulls. And I met him downtown too. I was talking, we was chilling in front of the old Hard Rock Cafe McDonald's, and before they changed it over and remodeled it. And we was just chilling, man. We was like, this was like 2000. Um, and we were like, man, just kind of laughing and shit. And he was like, man, are you nice? He was like, man, you nice? Because he's from New York. He's like, man, you nice, man. I'm like, man, I'm a little nice because I play a little basketball, but I wasn't on the team. But the high school I went to Thornridge in Dalton, Illinois. It was a very, very competitive school for basketball. So I was tall, I was 6'3". So my senior year, I mean, I wasn't the best player in the world or nowhere near it, but I was known for rebounds, my defense, and I could spot up and shoot a three, man. I by the time I went to college, man, I was shooting like a white boy, man. I beat a couple white boys 101 because like, man, I had my shit was laser. You know what I'm saying? At one time. And it's still I can still shoot the three. Like I just don't play that much. But yeah, I met Cuba Gooding Jr. in San Diego 2001. And also I met Denzel Washington on the set. I mean, not on the set, but he was coming to the Navy base in San Diego to kind of like do some prepping for his movie with Antoine Fisher. And I mean, it's amazing. So when I play this shit right here, it actually means,
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
you know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. Like it really, really, it really resonates. It says she's an 89 due to proximity of her stepdad, Steve Harvey. Lineage has all to do with octane levels.
Message.
Yes, it does. I mean, basically, like I said earlier, my mother was 89 octane. She made like about close to 60 grand a year, and this was in the 80s and the 90s. The inflation, if you put that in the inflation calculator, that would be probably close to 75, $100,000 a year, if not more. And she used to spoil me, man. She used to spoil my sisters. And a lot of the good I got from her, I try to implement, and the bad, I try to leave it alone. But I ain't gonna lie, like some of the bad things, the bad habits do rub off on me. And the thing is that yeah, I kind of know how to navigate the whole 89 octane thing. I went to college. I didn't graduate, but I got really, really close to it. I had some financial problems, and I got kicked out due to non-paid tuition. It's in one of my broke stories, but basically, I'm highly educated, like my mother. I'm even more educated than my mother because I went to school for way too long. But the thing is that yeah, I definitely know how to, navigate that world as far as a middle class 89 octane. That's hook, line, and sinker. You know what I'm saying? Now my dad was, I would say, probably more along the 89 octane too. But actually my dad was more of a beast than my mother. My dad actually knew how to speak about 7 different languages, and he went to the University of Chicago. My mother went to like state university. I think she went to Illinois State University. So like yeah, 92. Not too many people in my families is like 92. It's like maybe I have one uncle that is a 92. Everybody else is just kind of like basic, you know, um 87s and stuff like that. So yeah, you're right, man. Definitely. Yeah. My dad, man, is from Ghana. Uh so yeah, he knew how to speak 7 languages, and he they a lot of times, like when they immigrate over here, they don't America takes like the most educated a lot of times. Like sometimes they look for the most educated to come over here, to basically kind of be teachers, be professors and stuff like that. When I went to college, it was quite a few professors, like, from Nigeria, Ghana, different parts of Africa, and a whole bunch of Indians and Asians. So they try to bring people over here like on a scholarship visa. You know, so yeah. Um, Another thing is that I didn't mention on the other video is diesels. Okay, now diesels are also a wildcat with the octane scales, because basically diesels just mean you selling pussy, or it goes that way, you're selling dick. That's what diesels mean. So when you put in someone like, let's just say, um Amber Rose. Okay, Amber Rose would she's a well-defined, acknowledged slut. You know, she's an advocate for sex workers. Um, she's a 100 octane as well. But I can, if let's just say I can go on Backpage and pull up a diesel that's selling some shit for for $80 or $60, and it'll be, and that'd be probably most likely an 85 octane. It'll be just the same, and they're not rich and famous. Diesels just, basically selling box, selling trim, you know, and it's a wildcat because it doesn't necessarily it doesn't necessarily mean that anything as far as in the class or in the octane scales. It could be, see, here's the thing. You think that, okay, here, let's talk about Harvey Weinstein. Okay, they don't tell you, right? You will never know. And then also, here's the thing: when it comes to diesels, I'll be following a lot of chicks and stuff on, like, Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And one of these chicks that I followed locally, I felt like hitting up or whatever. I noticed that she had a OnlyFans in her bio, right? This chick was like kind of like what I'm going to be talking about as far as my addition to this, as far as what I would say would be an addition that I just added. But basically, she was kind of like an artsy chick, like a kind of bohemian, into veganism and stuff like that, natural stuff. And I call those women like electric hybrids. But she had an OnlyFans, right? So the OnlyFans, and even also Instagram, a lot of that kind of leads into, yeah, one of the, I'm not I'm not advocating anything, but I'm just saying this is how a lot of times it goes, right? The chick will have the Instagram, the Twitter, whatever, the OnlyFans, and the people that join the OnlyFans, they can actually email the chick to see what her box is going for, because some of the chicks that have OnlyFans are also selling the box. They use OnlyFans as actually a way to make money, and also proposition the box, right? So it's actually like, I mean, see, here's the thing. Okay, shout out to Ramil, right? The whole hashtag hoes is winning. Well, this kind of goes there. to the whole hoes is winning, because it's kind of like I would not want any woman to be a hoe, right? And it's various reasons why, right? That I've also talked about on my channel. The thing is when it comes down to being a hoe, being a chick selling box, right? It's never probably more tools out there to make it easier to sell box. Because see, here's the thing, like what pre OnlyFans, pre Instagram, Facebook, whatever, right? You sold box on um Craigslist and Backpage, right? Very, very dangerous, very, very difficult. It is still dangerous, right? Well, now you don't have to do that, right? Or you can do it if you're really, really desperate, because those avenues are still out there. It just costs something different. It's just a different website, whatever. I don't know. I just know I've heard about it, right? The thing is that you have the OnlyFans model, right? To where you could also, you could be a cam girl, right? Kind of, right? And also use that as a tool to sell box if you want to as well. And it's a lot easier. And it's like, you didn't have that type of crap like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Now you have it. So you making money on your OnlyFans, and then you selling trim for 1,500 on OnlyFans. So it's like basically it becomes a problem, because a lot of these women have deep embedded psychological issues. You can tell that. You can see the psychosomatic issues in the photos of these pictures. If you look middle left, you can see those faces of mental illness. Her ex is basically no other than Kanye West, who is definitely battling mental illness himself, right? And yeah, I mean, it's a crazy world, man. It's crazy, dude. Like you got a lot of chicks, man, that they're really trying to be independent, and they also want to make so much money to where they can buy Birkins, they can buy the brand new premium car with the leather seats, and they're getting finance for that, but they cannot tell you that. I did a video a long time ago when I was living in the hotels and stuff, and one of the things I was talking about was the kind of dual because see, yeah, a lot of diesels have dual personalities, such as, for example, I've seen, and you've seen this probably too, Alonzo. I've seen a chick from Atlanta that's a real estate broker with an OnlyFans. Wait, um, hold on, let me hold my composure. I'll repeat myself, and this is nothing. I've seen a real estate broker, a high level broker with an OnlyFans. Because the thing is that basically being a hoe is popular, or a whore. Because see, a hoe is just a bitch that just like to fuck. All right, we, shout out to you. You make the world a better place in many ways, as long as you don't have any STDs. But a whore just basically sells. She likes to have sex too, but she sells the her sex as a commodity. In case nobody knew that, right? But yeah, you just put the RE on it. Um, yeah. It's so commonplace that it just is what it is, you know. Hey, I got OnlyFans, you know. It's popular YouTubers that have OnlyFans. It's like it's nothing. It's commonplace. Hey, I might as well go all the way out, right? uh, okay, yeah, go ahead. Let me do you have a wrench so you can send links? Because like basically you definitely would need get you a link. Is this YouTube appropriate? uh oh, okay, cool, cool. All right. Well, link up. But yeah, I mean, basically, the thing is that I pretty much I'll have to say this, right? At one time, I used to be a box buyer. let's just say, let's just say that I didn't buy them at big box stores, but I used to buy box. I'm gonna tell you what turned me off to buying box, right? It's a few things.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
Um, yeah, that too. um, I I uh I basically one of a couple of reasons why I stopped is one is kind of demoralizing, right? You're buying something that you don't want your daughter to sell.
Message.
Second, most of these women, I call it basically rent a pussy. You're renting pussy, right? Um, the coochie stink. It don't smell good because you're buying something that's been up. Who that day you don't know how many you've been up in. And then three, you better use a condom because if you don't, god dog, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You know at all. I have no idea what to tell you.
Fatality.
Because it's shit out here like I heard it's like all kind of stuff, man. uh you know what I'm saying, out here, you know. I mean it's all kind of shit. Now, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna just, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of things. um I know the diesels. I know the diesels quite well. Okay, so um this is another popular diesel, um Suki Hana. And she's also 100 octane. She's on a series. She's selling her music. She, you know what I'm saying? She's also 100 octane. You know, basically, right? I like the reason why I show celebrities is everybody knows them. Okay. Um, and basically, you know, um, she's somebody that I think You know, basically was selling box, and then she came up. I don't know if she's still selling box. I think she's married to some guy or whatever. But she's another one that's her baseline is 85 and she's 100 octane. She's also a diesel. Actually, here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing, right? Just caught it. She covers three things. She's 85 octane, she's a diesel, and she's also 100 octane. So she's got two wild cards, just like Amber Rose. But the thing is that you don't know basically who these people like what they're doing. Because like I said, I was gonna go into Harvey Weinstein. Let me go back there. Harvey Weinstein was his thing was right. He doing these hit movies, right? Harvey Weinstein, stupid rich. I think he was a billionaire, right? Or worth a billionaire, right? Or a billion. Harvey Weinstein be like, man, I'm about to do like 10 movies next year. That's my cat. Hey, you know, come little hot little blonde thing come walking in, right? Nice little, you know, tatas, you know, poking that thing out, you know, and get, you know, let me get into them yams, like, you know, he would be like, he'd be like, you want this part in this movie? You know, you could be the co-star. You know, he's in his little private study or whatever, and they're having a little event, and then she comes in his room, his study, and he says, "Close the door." And by the time he closed the door, he got his fucking little wiener wiener schnitzel pants already on the floor. You know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Do you want the movie or not? So, I mean, the thing is that people, you know, people get salty about it afterwards and shit. You know, they have to get a therapist or two, and they really get fucked up about that shit. They start, you know, approaching 30, late 30s and 40s, and you know, they want to, you know, they got a new boyfriend or husband. They gotta tell them that I sucked on you know, Harvey Weinstein's Wiener Schnitzel at a A-list celebrity party in, you know, '94, because I was too stupid to get a movie on my own. You know, women get drunk and, you know, they get really emotional and they start crying and shit. And you know, they start thinking about all of the stupid shit they done did, and you know, that type of stuff. You big dummy. And then that goes into, well, let me call Gloria, what is her name? Gloria Weinstead or whatever. And then goes into litigation. And it could either go two ways. It can go to criminal, or it could go to um, basically a private lawsuit, to where two parties, you know, one party sues the other. That's called tort law. It's either criminal or It could be a lawsuit. It could be both, actually. Right? You know, shout out to my professor in business law. Think I got a C in that. But yeah, pretty much diesels. And I saw that video. I don't think so, bro. They be watching me like a hawk, man. I couldn't do it. I could that shit. I mean, that's got that that is like, man. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, like, see, here's the thing. I haven't talked about looks, but I ain't gonna lie. Like some guys do not like fat women. I'm not one of those. You know what I'm saying? Because see, here's the thing, like, I mean, people be like talking about fat chicks and shit. I do too. Okay. But the thing is that, some fat chicks be having also fat, badunkadunks and titties, and be having some good box too. And you gotta have some length to get in those, cheeks. And that's a well-known discussion um amongst men, right? And that's like a super Amazonian, and I definitely can't play that on this channel. This video is actually unlisted. That just tells you everything you actually need to know right there. I can't play that, bro. Hell no. I mean, like, I don't really care that much, but I care a little, enough to know. So who is that chick? Who's that? Who's that lady with all them yams? Oh my God, dog, man! I've been with chicks like that, man. I mean, all you gotta do is you just gotta just pump it up. It's like you ain't gotta do nothing, man. I mean, that's like an amusement park. Your ass just go to town, like you just lay on them and just start goddamn it doing the snake. Oh, okay. Wait, let me see. Let me see. I might be able to put some like okay. So yeah, this is more PG sensitive. I could probably get away with this. So yeah, so a lot of people buying the box. They buying the box right now. They buying the box, right? And diesels, this will be basically a diesel that's not probably 100 octane, which a lot of Instagram chicks are diesels that are not undercover diesels that are not 100 octanes. This will be one. From looking at her, she's not like I like them because, well, no, I'll take it back. Looks like, yeah, she looks like she at one time probably didn't have any enhancements. She's got some enhancements. She's got some fake tatas, and let's see the badunkadunk. Yeah, she's got a BBL. I like them all natural. You know what I'm saying? I like motherland booties. Who spent $400,000? Now here I'm gonna, because this is something that we should talk about. Okay, right? Since we on the topic, you know what I'm saying? Let me go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, go there, right? So your boy Badman Kevo, he ain't got no problem with no motherfucking, like, you know what I'm saying, paying for no diesel chick. You know what I'm saying? Like he, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have my approach to things, right? You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I used to be a buyer. You know what I'm saying? Some guys has been sellers and buyers, or actually no, they've been sellers, not buyers. They've been able to get it for free, and actually because they can sell it. If you know, you know. So the thing is that I didn't finish of why I don't buy box anymore. I've already said the third. Okay, the fourth is um basically the thing is that these people, the women that sell box, tend to be kind of like basically uh on the poor side of the game, right? You know, because see, why would you sell box? Why would okay? What you know the origins of prostitution and whatnot? Usually, it has a dichotomy, and basically that dichotomy has something a lot of to do with kind of like people that of the lower class. Now, you can say that people in the high class, no, bro, genius, you're wrong. People in the high class also do that because what the rich baron, uh, you know, gives his daughter to a prince that's up and coming, right? You know, if you go back to monarchy systems and stuff like that, right? Um, that's also kind of like that. And right, the king gives the baron a gift or a title, right? Because he offered his daughter's hand in marriage, right? That's kind of sounds a little like that, right? And even in custom, I'm not too um against it. I'm not against it. I think about this a lot, or not a lot, but um the thing about it is um when it comes to Islam, right? I used to, really be into Islam and whatnot. Um, Nikah is what marriage is also called, which is sex. And in certain Islamic countries, you can buy a prostitute for a prolonged period of time or a short-term period of time. You can also marry the prostitute. Okay. Um, and you basically pay a price, right? You pay a dowry. This is very, very common and customary to, before you get married, to give the father a dowry for the hand in marriage. And the dowry could be negotiated. It could be negotiated, but it's usually something that is of value. You know, in Africa, be uh, a herd or a herd of cattle or a herd of lamb, goats. Um, it could be 100 grand, $10,000. 10,000. I need at least 10 bands to marry for you to marry my daughter. You have to give me something to show that you are worthy of my daughter, as far as you're able to sacrifice something for the family, and also for me rearing this daughter to be a wife for you. It has some type of value. This is a value system, right? The whole world is a value system. I've reared this daughter. I've protected her from harm. I've protected her from other men that would possibly take her chastity away from her. She's a virgin, and pretty much my daughter, the very minimum I need, um, $10,000 in American dollars, but rupees. So that'll be like a million rupees or something like that. This goes down every day, right? In different countries and stuff, and even in this country, so what is that? That's, what I'm saying? It's like it's a gray area. So I am not against this here. Um, and then it goes into being a sugar daddy, paying 5 bands. Five. It's a dude that's like 60 years old. He's paying a young chick that's in her early 30s, late 20s, 5 bands a month to basically be her um sugar daddy. It's somebody paying $100,000 a month. P Diddy, he's on record or something, or allegedly or whatever. He pays Young Miami every month a stipend. um, they got it. It ain't nothing to them, I guess.
Got him! Got him!
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's no big deal, right? You know what I'm saying? I just it just like, okay, let me tell you, the last time I bought some box, right? So it was like literally like this shit is crazy, dude. My homie, he know the story too. Like my homie helped me get my house. Like we was going half together. He backed out on me, but we still cool. Like right across from my school that I went to, where Kanye West mama was teaching in the English department. I'll just say that. And on 95th Street in Chicago on the South Side. Um, so I got, we came across, some time and everything, and where she lived. She lived some little house in a basement across from my old alma mater. And I met her at the door, and I start walking downstairs, and I start seeing fucking flies everywhere. I mean, this is summertime. I'm seeing flies all in the damn basement. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this Lord of the Flies? Like Chicago Southside basement style? Like what the? And I seen garbage bags all in the basement. And then in her room, uh, she had like some type of like the freaking window in the basement in her room. It was like somebody had probably maybe busted it out or some shit. It was basically no window in the room. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'll finish this story. So there's flies in the basement, no window in the basement window. Um, I'm put my money on the table. I don't know. I think I paid like $80 or something like that. It was supposed to be, everything um was going on or whatever, what she was gonna do. And basically I pulled my pants down, and I mean I remember a long time ago, it was like they used to give head without a condom. That was like the standard. They would put the condom on, start giving me some head, and then I'm just looking at all these flies coming in the fucking basement. I'm totally turned off. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And um, she pulled her, what I'm saying, panties down or whatever. She had a pretty vagina. I ain't gonna lie, like she had a very, very pretty uh vagina. And I was so fucking turned off. Like I couldn't get into it. Like I was turned off. I was completely uncomfortable. I just fucking ended up leaving. I felt bad. I think she had children too. She probably had children, I believe. And I was like, damn, I bet it's somewhere in the world or in history that some guys just got into pimping because they was just trying to help the broad out. Like I just was like kind of felt like being like, I don't know, my simp chip just got activated and I felt like being a Captain Saver. I wanted to put a Captain Saver cape on and save the chick, man, and get her in at least an apartment. At the time I was, pretty much I had some money. And I was like, I really felt bad about that shit. And I was like, man, I mean, I wonder if there was some like non-for-profit pimps out there that just they just got into pimping just to help the chick. Because I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that I could have probably been like, helped her out. Because I mean, here's the thing, like, I mean, she probably wouldn't have want to stop hoeing if I propositioned her to help her out. Let's say she didn't want to stop hoeing, so she got to be a hoe, like you know, and then I just, kind of help her be a better hoe, and then get her out of all of the basement with the flies. That was what I thought, but I was like, man, that's it, man. I'm done with this shit, and that was it. That was like, I think that was yeah, that was during the pandemic. That was like 2020. Um, it might even been 2019. I don't remember, but yeah, that was my last experience with that. And I've went years without buying box. I've been in relationships and shit like that, and I'm not one of them dudes. I bought box because I was in droughts. If I was in a relationship, there was no reason for me to buy no box. But I know it's nuances is in shit like that and whatnot. But yeah, the box was like kind of like buying box was like it was like basically a glass, break glass for emergencies purposes, whatever. But yeah, I don't even care a drought or not. I'm not buying no box. And then also I don't like the whole like you know what I'm saying, you sleeping with all these other dudes. Like I do not want no fucking STDs. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no.
So yeah, that's my soliloquy on buying diesel. But yeah, moving along to finish, we have the masters of the universe. Okay, these are the motherfuckers that meet in these rooms that uh, talk about trade relations with China and high level corporate talk, and how the next 20 years or 10 years of the corporate projections of the company. These are like CEOs and shit like that. Um, to put things in perspective, I'm talking about women because I'm not into dudes. So I just primarily talk about women. So that's why I'm just talking about only women, in case you didn't know. Oh yeah, definitely. That's also a risk if you're not using condoms, right? Because we all know there's plenty men that have knocked up whores. So yeah, we're gonna show Susan Rice. Okay, Susan Rice will be a Masters of the Universe chick, female, right? She is someone that is of Masters of the Universe status. She is the former, I think, national security advisor, I think during the Obama administration, right? This would be you're very, very highly intelligent. These people are very, very highly connected, highly intelligent. Most of the times they have high level PhDs, also might even have multiple PhDs. Very, very well noted. Everywhere they've been successful. They have a history of high levels of success. They are known. They are intermixed with congressmen and politicians, basically. And when you need a national security advisor, you're going to call someone that is like of Susan Rice or others, right? Because obviously she's the national security advisor, it kind of this I would say that Masters of the Universe precedes all Octane skills. It's like if you're playing spades, you have the little joker and the big joker or whatever, or even a joker. Masters of the Universe would be a joker card. Basically, they trump all the other cards. You know, whatever she done in life, if you reach Masters of the Universe status, a lot of times this kind of goes dark, right? This kind of goes black pill. So if you ever watch the movie, a mythical character of what a Masters of the Universe would kind of be, or be whatever, would be, if you want a reference, it would be this woman here in this series here, Scandal, right? So she's the president's mistress, right? That is known, her to spill a little of the beans if you've not watched it. Her husband, her mistress, the husband, the wife of the president knows that who she is and what she does and what she's been doing with her husband. Kind of similarly to the plantation, the slave plantations, right? She knew that she was with her. She's messing around with her husband. She would be considered, kind of a mythical character of what a Masters of the Universe would be, right? Highly educated, highly. She kind of moved up the ladder. She probably most likely was a 92 Octane at one time, and climbed up to Masters of the Universe. So that is like, a reference point as far as where that is as far as things. Let's see. Another person of reference would be Condoleezza Rice. Okay. So she was I think Secretary of State, or no, she was a national security advisor, I think, as well. Let's see. Yeah, she was National Security Advisor. National Security Advisor for President Bush. And also, where it goes black pill, and it talks about it in the show Scandal, this is when people come up dead. They know a secret about how she was selling box on, some website back in, whatever. Well, we got to get rid of that fucker because we can't have this come out. So, we're gonna mobilize the ops or the shadow ops, and we're gonna take care of this cat. I mean, basically, they're gonna take care of that secret, because these secrets they can't be known to the public. We're gonna take care of that. That's where this type of stuff comes, where people call in dead. Okay. It's, these people are, like I said, in the case of Condoleezza Rice, not only is she well educated, highly educated, PhD level, I believe. I'm definitely would say. Highly, 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 highly intelligent. Okay. It's degrees of intelligence, right? And it's extreme when it comes to her. So she's got like a master's degree. Okay, she's got a bachelor's degree, and she's got a master's in. Oh no, she got a doctorate too. Yeah, she got a doctorate. It's been kind of fuzzy, but here's the thing with Condoleezza Rice. Uh, she's not only intelligent, she's a fucking prodigy. Okay, she graduated college when she was 14 years old. She got her bachelor's degree when she was 14 years old. She got her PhD when she was 21. While most people are, basically still trying to either finish up their senior year in college at best, or maybe getting ready to take their fifth year because they've been partying it up and having a good time, and maybe taking a summer class or two, but maybe had to drop a few classes. She was already basically finished up her postdoctorate degree. Wow, pretty much that is impressive. So yeah, graduated, bachelor's, 14 years old, completed her PhD at 21 years of age. So yeah, basically she knows different languages. I don't know how many languages, but one in particular, I think both. She knows Russian and Mandarin. So during many of the conflicts during that administration, I was in the Navy at the time. At one particular time, she was on the phone with the Russians and the Chinese, basically um, barking commands and also barking concerns in their native language. She was probably most likely not speaking English. She was speaking their native tongue, which would be either Russian or Chinese. When I was in the military, when I was in the Navy, when I was in boot camp, it was an incident where it was a Chinese spy plane that basically, actually, American spy plane that was shot down over China. Okay, and that was it was a pretty big deal at the time. She was most likely over the phone negotiating that situation. Okay, these people talk about the quote unquote Illuminati and people run the world. Well, these are these people. Okay, these are the people they're talking about, right? So yeah, moving along, we going to talk about what I put as far as an addition. This is my own thing, right? So I look at women that are like kind of like hippies, kind of like peace loving hippies, kind of artistic, um, kind of into. You see a lot of this now where people are into a lot of tarot card reading. People are becoming like naturalists, where they are into natural birth, and they're into even herbs and frequencies and vibes and chakras and magic spells and shit like that. Those types, I call them electric hybrids. They're into like green environments and green energy and stuff like that. They're artistic. They want to end world hunger. What I'm saying, these are the people that's kind of pushing in California to everything to go electric, so we can run off the solar grid, so everybody can be peace and love and harmony, and frequencies are so high that everybody is upper vibrational. This is these types of chicks, and I like these types of chicks. these types of chicks will be ideal for me. I've been with chicks like this, and I've had a blast. I've smoked some marijuana and enjoyed their comfort and company for the period of time that I could stand them. And you know, these are very, very intelligent women too. They're a lot of times self-taught. You know, might be educated as well, but yeah, they are into, you know, basically might even be minimalist. I'll show you a classic example of someone that is like this that I also like. That others like as well. That you know, basically is something like that. Now I forgot to mention, I'm kind of moving along kind of fast. Let me go back to Diesel's. Let me play the Bandman Kevin video. uh Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Let me play this real quick.
What's the most you ever paid for coochie for?
Like 12 racks. 12. No doubt. It was a celebrity.
What's the average? What's the average price?
So most females with a lot of, let's just say this, most females with a lot of followers have men. Some have husbands. If you make them comfortable and let them know that you're not going to say anything and you're willing to pay them 6, 7, 8, you know what I mean? Because you got to realize
That's kind of, you know, a little tripped out, man. Because Bandman Kevo, he said he like, I mean, I think he probably a millionaire. He basically the dude off of Indecent Proposal. He on the other side of Indecent Proposal. Like if you never heard of Indecent Proposal, it's a movie that came out in the 90s, right? And basically the characters, it was a husband and wife. They got proposition, and it was the proposition was $1 million to sleep with your wife. Now, I mean, obviously, $12,000 is not $1 million, but it kind of goes into, unfortunately, you know, I'm definitely pro marriage, but unfortunately, this is not the case where, you know, somebody is probably going to want to get married after watching this. It's just this is kind of disgusting a little bit. But you know, he's the guy that's offering $1 million. It's kind of tripped out if you caught that.
Chanel bag about 4,000-5,000, Sean. So if you want to give them straight cash, book their flight, whatever, or fly to them, or because this what can happen. I can get with a girl, I can take her shopping, I can buy her bag. She wants shoes, she want this, she want that. I'm gonna spend that anyway. I get the straight cash, keep your boyfriend. I get what I want, and I get to once in a while look at your page like, damn, that shit was good. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that than all the extra emotions and this and that. And, you know, on New Year's, y'all post up. I ain't hating. I like it. I like the picture, you know?
Would you consider this tricking?
Yeah. Now, the reason listen, I ain't gonna cap. You know, I'm A1. I'm real, bro. Tricking is tricking. But at the same time, though, Sean, I look at it like this. If I'm not tricking, if I'm not giving, like, okay,
it's time or money. It's time or money. It's time or money.
Exactly. So I'm either gonna take her on a date, spend a lot of time with her, go to the movies, go here, go there, talk, text. I know niggas that sat on the phone with girls for 8 months before they got the pussy. You think Sean, bro, listen, you think I'm gonna sit on the phone with you for 8 months before you let me?
That's a strong point. You know, you want to cash and carry. You want to get your box and go. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a valid point, right? So one of the things that another person that I was going to talk about that would fit this category, I've already talked about Janae Ayeko. you know, pretty much. And another person that kind of comes to mind that will fit this kind of category, I would have to say, because I kind of forgot. I'm just stalling. I forgot. I was thinking about the last video. Let me think about that for 1 second. Well, I could think about somebody else that is like this. The singer Go Apale. She's definitely kind of like that. Now she's aged a little bit because when she came out with her hit song Closer, that was kind of a long time ago. But yeah, she would be considered kind of like that. You know, you could see her in this photo with the flowers behind her. She's like a flower child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about, you know. So yeah, that's what I would say as far as an addition to this whole BGS Octane scale. Shout out to BGS IBMOR. He's definitely well known on these YouTube spaces. I think he's supposed to be writing a book or finishing it or whatever. And I just wanted to give it some justice. So I just put some time together tonight. And this will be something that is more of a great reference point. And then I spilled a lot of my personal business for reference purposes in this video. I appreciate everybody that joined. Also, Alonzo, if you are in the chat, if you want to come up and talk about this, you got time, let me know. Anybody else, let me know if you want to talk about this. You got some stories or whatever about this Octane scale, because definitely you know, I would love your input. I would love to see how high you went up the ladder as far as things. Like, have you got with any of these women? Have you been with a chick that's Masters of the Universe now? And then you trembling at night, looking over your shoulder, wondering if they gonna come get you. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you been with a famous chick? You know, have you been with a 100 octane chick that either was famous when she was dealing with you, or you were dealing with her and then she's now famous? You know, have you dealt with a lot of 92s? You know, what I would love anybody's input if they got the time. You know, I'll say for reference, just to talk about things, I've been with as high as a 92 octane. I've not been with a woman that's been like famous. No. Because here's the thing about that. A lot of times those things are around other people. Like, if you're in their particular orbit, I'm not around a lot of people, obviously, that are rich and famous. So I'm not in that orbit. A lot of times, that's why, like I say, Lori Harvey is going from dude to dude, because those dudes are around her. She doesn't want to date, like right now, somebody that's a regular degler. She wants rich and famous guys. You know what I'm saying? My man Alonzo Hall, man, what have you?
What's going on, bro? Hold on, I'm sitting here in the bedroom chilling. My wife is in the living room. We was watching Men in Black, so I'm gonna be pretty quick. Okay. It's a little marathon, so good movie we like. Yeah, man. I mean, all of the above. Well, not all of the above. Never exactly a master of the universe. But one of the things that I would say again is off of the lineage, right? And the reason for that is because you got to look at, like, and this is one of the things I tell dudes, you know, in a lot of these spaces. Like, I done kind of went off the edge with a lot of these dudes because a lot of this shit has become too circular. Like I understand your stance where you're saying, listen, I'm into women, that's why I speak about women. So, you know what I'm saying? Who's that? Kelly Rowland?
Bria Miles.
Oh, okay.
That's Drake made a song about her. That's how much.
Ain't she the basketball player from Connecticut?
No,
from New Haven.
She's a video vixen from the late 90s. I mean, not even late 90s, early 2000s actually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I just wanted to put that out there in case somebody thinks in case the women think I'm color struck. I don't like the dark skins.
Listen, man, I tell them I used to say I'm like a t-shirt. I come in all colors and sizes, right?
All you got to do is look good. I don't care how you look and what shade you are. Good is good, no matter what the color is.
Facts. But like, so a lot of it, man, I've been telling dudes since I came into this space, man. Almost 3 years ago now. Well, you're not claiming to be part of that space, but you understand the space I'm talking about, especially when you mention, BGS.
I mean, I don't have any. I'm only gang I'm involved in is the Millionaire Savings Plan gang.
Facts.
I ain't got no gang on YouTube that I'm a part of, man. I give BGS credit because I learned a lot from them, just like a lot of other people. I mean, I do have some form of loyalty. I'm not gonna cuss no 60-year-old man or late 50-year-old man out on the internet, or anybody else out for that matter, because it's not productive. It doesn't give you any money. I mean, Kevin Samuels set the template as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He was the closest to Mr. Beast that I personally was around and saw grow, whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, anything other than that, niggas just running around chasing circles as far as I'm concerned, because you can see that they ain't whoever, like, you can. I did a video on the people that's doing, what I'm saying, doing numbers and stuff anywhere near closer as Kevin Samuels, and it's like, even they ain't even nowhere near as close as Kevin Samuels. So it's like, man, no shade to anybody else, but what I'm saying, it's just, it is what it is, man.
Nah, that's why I wanted to correct myself when I was like, this space, because you're not involved in none of that.
I'm
right?
a businessman, but I don't come, like, I'm gonna tell you, it's some people that do some shit that I just don't really understand or whatever, and I think they don't look at this like I do. Like when I go on somebody's channel and I give them a super chat, I've been on people's channel and they have not, I think they purposely did not show my super chat, and they don't show my chats or don't acknowledge my chats and stuff like that, and acknowledge other people's. I can kind of tell, I can vibe that you're not really rocking with me, you're not feeling me, you jealous or whatever, I don't know. And it's like, okay, I move along, and then you ever wonder why people just hang in the clouds and they don't say nothing on people's live stream comment sections? Because that's why. Because you got a lot of people that whatever. I don't know if behind the camera they look like one of the gorillas from the Congo, or what the hell the thing is, but they just, what I'm saying, they ain't liking you, and it's like, here's the thing. One of the things I know in business, when a motherfucker supporting you financially, or even supporting you through advice or conversation like you are, you give them some type of audience and respect, because this person is rocking with you. You can go to the moon, right? You know what I'm saying, with some good subscribers and stuff like that, because I've talked about that before last year. And the thing is that people don't know that, and they wonder why they still got the same bullshit job, the same money that they made, the same problems that they have, is because they don't know about they don't know about this money, man. They don't know about business. They don't have any business ethics. You know, they got their own little problems and shit. You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
mean,
this was a business for a lot of folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Not an additional stream, but the people depend on it. Like, no lie, like my content, a lot of people is like, man, we got to get you to over 1,000 so you can get monetized. I don't really give a fuck about getting monetized, bro. I make money offline.
right.
So
Gadgets with the souls, not souls.
facts. So it's a different level, but a lot of this shit, like, the reason I have a struggle with it is because, like, people like me and you, right? We've come from a certain, like, living in Chi-Town, regardless of having the upbringing, just the environment itself, and being a black man in Chicago, you're automatically lumped in, right? And so, me being a black man in fucking New York City, I'm lumped in. Oh, he's with one of the thugs, right? Whereas I grow tired of being looked at like Gloctavius, bro. Like, I had a situation. I might, like, with these octanes, man. I done had some who will look at you for the come up. I'll give you a brief story, right? This was while I was doing life insurance with Mutual of Omaha. So my office was 100 Broadway, in the middle of Wall Street. You come out, take a left. There's the New York Stock Exchange. So I had a female client that lived in the Bronx. It was what's called an orphan league, meaning she had already had a policy with the company, but her agent was no longer with the company. So I ended up having to service that client. So I went to visit her, and my whole goal was to either let her know about a policy. Really was to write another policy. But she lived in the Bronx, and the name of the street was indicative of the type of person she was. So she lived on a street in the Bronx called Hoe Avenue, HOE Avenue. And I told my wife about this because I was like, yo, now I understand why, like, pretty chicks have a problem going to people's houses in this field, because men are much more aggressive. But when I went there, first of all, when I get to the door, she's, baby daddy number 16 or whatever, however many kids she had. She was 20 something. But, I come to the door full suit and tie. She come to the door, skin tight see-through leggings. Right? And I'm like,
wow.
I'm here to sell you some insurance, miss. Like, you want to put something on? No, it's hot. Ain't you hot? Don't you want to take that jacket off? Don't you want to take that shirt off? You should wear pants a little tighter. We like to see that stuff. I was like, miss, I'm trying to sell you some insurance.
Yeah, you said something, because I had dealings with that too, because I've been in business at one time, like full time. I didn't have no job. I wasn't self-sufficient because I wasn't really a good businessman. I didn't do the things like my grandfather did. I didn't save my money when I had like a sale. In my sales, I would just take my money and just kick it for the day, or pay for whatever I needed to pay for. My money management was really messed up, and other things in business too. But yeah, I had moments where I knew women were buying stuff from me because basically they were either trying to vie for my affection. Shit, I in my store, I had a store on the south side of Chicago in like a real bad neighborhood on 79th Street. East 79th. Anybody in Chicago, they know what I'm talking about. So like basically, Larry Hoover's girlfriend, wife, stayed down the street from where my store is, just to be exact. But like this one chick, she worked in a mail. She was a mail lady. She just walked in, man, and we was talking and stuff, and then like she became my customer or whatever. Bought some computers from me, and after a while, she started coming in more and more. Man, this chick up and one day just asked me to, man, she wanted a baby. She wanted a sperm donor. At the time, I was just, kind of turned off by that.
Yeah.
I ain't want to go there, but man, I'm gonna tell you, like probably a year later, I was walking down the street outside my store. It was something like, Pookie, Ray dude just holding a baby, and they and I thought about that. I'm like, damn, man, you know. I was first option, but the thing is that yeah, I didn't have that, and I've gotten calls late at night from I actually had a chick that was a bank teller that was like old girl off Insecure Tasha that that I had that same when I saw that I was like, wow, I had that same scenario, but it was just different. I used to work at Washington. I used to bank at Washington Mutual, and it was this chick that worked there. She was dark skinned too. She was a Gemini, and it perfect sue in for the background. And yeah, she was hot, man. She had like a little boy at the time, and we were talking for quite a while. Like I gave she wanted like a computer or whatever. I sold her a computer. After about maybe a year or so, I told her I gave her the bone. I was like, basically, whatever you need, just call. It don't got to be nothing about no computers. I just threw that bone out there, and man, like one day she just called me out like a little bit before dawn or dusk or whatever, and she was like, I have a problem with my hard drive, um, but I don't have a hard drive.
Yeah.
And I knew it was on, man. It was the service call was on, man. And
He said the service call.
we was at it all night long, man.
Bro, you just gave me a perfect idea, man. I am about to stop hanging in these male spaces and go to the female spaces because it's about business, man. And I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but I'm a little bit of a jawline, and or at least I don't know what the exact terminology because I heard somebody say jawline is something different.
I saw you on Lapeef. I think you was on Lapeef or something like that.
Yeah, I was on Anton's show one day. Because dudes was talking with, they was blaming black women for something, and my whole shit is this: as black men, I get it, right? Women is something, right? There's something to be said about that, but we can't complain about Keisha and then simultaneously say I'm a boss king HNIC. If I'm a boss king HNIC leader, prime example. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got knocked out of the playoffs. Nobody is saying, well, the offensive line sucked and the receivers weren't in tandem. They like Tom Brady was playing like a 45-year-old because Tom Brady is the leader of the team. So everything fell on his. Now, had they won, everybody they wouldn't have talked about the players. They'd been, Tom Brady is amazing. So if you're going to be the leader, it's unfair. But it's what comes with the territory, right? And then there's this, they won't let us lead shit. I ain't never seen nobody. You got kids, right?
Yeah, I got kids.
When it comes to your kids, right? Your kids are gonna test boundaries. Have you ever been like, these kids won't let me parent them? No, you'd be like, look, little motherfucker, you either gonna abide by my rules or you're gonna abide by my rules.
Yeah.
Right?
They pretty much at this point they self-starters and they just want some snacks, some food, and play their little, tablets and stuff like that. I really don't have too many problems with them, other than I don't have enough energy a lot of times to keep up with them. I'm old. I started late. I started in my
Nigga, what are you, like 40?
Yeah, I'm 42. I started when I started busting live rounds at 35. Well, actually, I started a lot earlier than that, but for the sake of discussion, I started really doing it probably in my late 20s, but then all of the Marcus Sanger type stuff happened. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, my mid 30s is when I finally got a live round, in. But I started late. When I was in high school, it was cats that already had kids when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Believe it or not, that's starting late for our people, right? If you look at other communities, man, outside of like the Jesuits, um, they start at like 40, the men, but that's why they get younger women. But even our community, our women, like I said, I'm an equal accountability partner, right? So the women will be like, "Oh, why are you trying to get a younger woman? You're a predator." No, I'm actually trying to secure my children's future, and it's less dangerous, and just for you to be able to carry out a pregnancy, uh, less likely to have health and medical issues because you're younger. And you'll be able to keep up with the child, since I'm supposed to use my energy, and efforts in providing resources. But see, we got it backwards, because if you look at powerful people, right? Powerful people like Donald Trump, all his wives are at least 20 years younger than him, right? You look at powerful people like, you remember the whole Yo Gotti getting with what's her face, Angela Simmons. A lot of
he actually got what he said he was gonna get. Like,
facts.
Yeah.
But that was a power move. A lot of brothers was upset. Oh, she's a baby mother and she had all these guys. And I'm like, hold on. First of all, he got 6 babies, and he's sleeping with a groupie every night. But that don't even matter. What matters is he gotten a super upgrade, and people didn't quite understand. And I'm like, well, is she not the heiress of hip hop?
Yeah, I used to watch that Run's House religiously at one time, and he would do the like he would give his statements at the end of the show while he was chilling in the tub. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like the oldest one, and she's kind of quiet and reserved.
God, what's her name?
I don't know, but I liked her.
I liked Angela. Angela was a little thicker, if you ask me. I like thicker.
Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty much like a thing where, I do listen to women too, but I listen in the clouds primarily. I listen to Shay Sade, man. I like Shay Sade, man. I really can't listen to her, man, a lot of times, because I be thinking like ill thoughts. And I know she married and shit, religious, and it's like sometimes it's unhealthy. But I mean, one of the things about her I like is that she fits like my prototype, kind of like, she's kind of like 89 but could climb.
Yeah.
So yeah. Another one I listen to, well, I'll say this, like, some people be like, I was thinking about this today. They say you can't get advice from women. Man, Six the Goddess, man, that Virgo power, boy, she motherfucking, she laced me with a couple thoughts, man. She said one thing I'll say that is very, very, like, it was not advice. She was making a statement, but she said that when you have children with a woman, you and you break up, you should leave some type of hedge over your children and your children's mother. Like basically, you don't just you live in Staten Island and your children are in the Bronx. Well, you want to occasionally come to the Bronx to basically see and check on them, make sure they're doing okay. You don't want them out there for the wolves. You know what I'm saying? So that hit home with me because that I man, a lot of niggas don't take care of their kids to where they check on them. You know what I'm saying? Or come see them every now and again.
A lot of niggas don't get allowed to check on their kids though, and what I mean by that is, not like they're not fighting hard enough, they're not taking the HNIC rule, but sometimes women can be tricky. I have a family member who child mother was taking him to child support. He was paying child support. He went to court, got visitation. She would always have something come up when it was his time for visitation. And then when it came time to come to court, she would never show up, but they kept keeping her with custody. Until finally they was like, so this has been like the 13th time that y'all was supposed to come to court and she ain't show up. So we gonna send the police on a random Tuesday, and you gonna get your kid because you keep paying child support. As your income has increased, you've upped your child support payments, and we don't even hear word from this chick, and she's violating the child support order by not being there. Also, a female lawyer recently just said 7 days ago, I think it was the Minnesota Supreme Court deemed child support unconstitutional, and that the child support agencies are doing unconstitutional things. So you can get your child support thrown out by yourself.
I basically did a video on child support. I did a couple ones. But child support is actually kangaroo court. And if anybody don't know what kangaroo court is, it's a court that's just basically not real. It doesn't make it. It is only like if you think of a kangaroo, it's something that is just like doesn't make sense. Why would a kangaroo be in a court, right? Because that's what it meant. That's what it is. It's a single entendre because basically the judge has absolute rules to make the decision. If you basically made the judge upset just by proxy of that, you get an increase in your child support. That makes no sense. That's not in accordance to any law, other than you basically saying, which this country and Green Gorilla Man doing God's work, breaking down the history of this system that comes back that goes from the British Empire, where they gave all of the rights to the woman with child. So the thing is that you're telling me because I blurted out something in court, that makes me get an increase of child support payment based off of your emotional response to something that I said in court or didn't say in court or not to your liking.
Right.
That's totally kangaroo, and that's basically saying the judge is the king or queen, and you have to please me. If you don't please me, it's off with your head. That's basically what you're telling me, and that's how this system is. So it kind of sucks for men that is involved in that and ensnared in that, because basically that's what it is. And it's not that many options other than basically I saw you make a community post. It looked like you put up a gang sign. I don't know what gang sign that was, but it looked like to me, it looked like the pitchforks. And that in Chicago, that's GD. Now, the thing is that I understand a lot of my friends when I was in high school was GDs. I mean, Chicago has a lot of GDs, right?
Yeah, Chicago, Atlanta. A lot of the Midwest.
Yeah, and the thing about being a gangster or whatever, regardless of that, as far as GEs or anything, to a certain extent, being just kind of being like, you know what, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go see my kids, go drive where they are, and just go see them, and just tell them that you ain't seen your daddy. Fuck the law, fuck the courts. At the worst thing is that the wife or ex-wife will find out, or girlfriend, baby mama, and you went to go just see your kids. Is that against the law? Like, I'm a chess player, okay? Don't fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying I'm above reproach or women's problems, but I will I know how to move. Okay.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, those are my biological offspring. That's my progeny. So the only thing that you can say is, like, maybe, some people have a protective order. If you don't have a protective order, you can go see your children. What she gonna? Oh, you can't see your kids? Like, they go to school because she's a brokey that she ain't homeschooling the kids. She's not intelligent to where she homeschools the kids. So she's a brokey that typically just takes her kids to public school. So
Facts.
guess what? You go to public school, and then you go, see them, wake up early in the morning if you really give a fuck to think, I want to see my kids, and just, make sure you drive a car that she knows you don't have, and with tinted windows, and you go see your kids and make sure that, they ain't got no marks on their face or nothing like that. And if they outside hanging out like I used to when I was in school, and you see her drive off, you go out and you give them some lunch money, and then tell them you ain't seen me. You know what I'm saying, John Quayes. You know what I'm saying? Cause see, the thing is, no, I'm not a gangster. Gorilla Mac, high class game spitter. No, I'm an incel, no pussy getting loser, scumbag. Incel. You know what I'm saying? That's what the media says. That the people in the manosphere is, but yeah, you couldn't pull that shit on me. The only thing that they do, because actually my ex-wife, that's what she had was going through with her mom. Her mom was doing that take the kids away thing. They move out of state. That's why they move out of the country, because they want to punish you by not seeing your children. So even me, I just, hey, Spirit Airlines, I think the airlines have where you can do a membership thing where you get so many free flights a year. Get like 6 flights or something like that. Well, I want to see my kid every month while I file, litigation, because she illegally moved out of state. I'm gonna fly and go see my kids and do the same thing, because basically she ain't, as long as you ain't got no protective order, go see your kids. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say anything further, because I ain't gonna say I'm a super gangster, but I know some men that are, like Mike Tyson, that had some strange men meet Robin Givens in her apartment when she walked in. And she was trying to, finagle some situations and stuff with her mom or whatever, and they convinced her otherwise. But it ain't.
That's neither here nor there.
Me, it ain't had to go there with me. You know what I'm saying?
But so let me, because I'm about to hop off in a second.
Okay.
But so in terms of, like I said, especially in real estate, you're gonna deal with a lot of diesels. If you're a man in real estate, if you're a man, and it don't matter, you could be making $0 or $1 billion, right? But if you are showing houses, bro, it's just because of it. Like I said, watch that video again and listen to the audio.
Okay.
Okay, that's why I said I ain't paying $400K for nothing.
Okay.
Because that's why, and it became, Cam Soda content, or what's not Cam Soda? What's the other thing? OnlyFans content.
Yeah.
Like it's on her OF, right? But so I'm sure a lot of that. And ironically enough, like I said, when you hear what the mortgage broker says, I was not the first one in line. And so I've dealt with, diesels. I've dealt with, 89 octanes. I've actually dealt with some 100 octanes as well, on the personal level and on the business level. More on the business level, like, I'll give a name. Well, hold on. I'll show you the picture and see if you could figure out who she is.
You can put it in the private chat,
I don't know if you can see that picture, who the young lady is right there.
Let me go. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Let me see here. Cause okay, hold on. Let me do this here. Okay.
Yeah, you can increase it if you want.
Okay. That looks like Cubana Lust, maybe, or
no. Close. So she was on Love and Hip Hop. And apparently, because my beard don't all the way connect, it's like one of them scraggly beards. I fit her type. Which is a rapper who I think he was down with Dipset and Cameron. Vado, right? So, so that's who that is. And when I was trying to deal with her, I was trying to deal with her on the level of, hey, listen, I met you at this event. I followed you on Instagram. I see you have a particular business. I sell businesses because I have my real estate license. And, she had a business in New Jersey. And so I was like, are you interested in getting it here in New York? And then suddenly I don't have the money for that. But the way she was answering them phone calls was definitely, a little bit. Yeah, that's exactly who that is. Is exactly who you think she is. So, but they tend to want to deal with things on a different level. And I was like, look, just like with the other diesel, and when you watch it again, because I want you to hear the mortgage broker.
I didn't watch it for the record. I didn't watch it. Because I'm doing the show, right? How am I gonna watch that right now?
No, I got you.
Like, some people have like headphones and shit, and they can like I ain't
multitask
like that. So I'll watch it. I definitely will watch it.
It's 2 minutes.
I still got it open because I ain't gonna lie, like that's what you call Amazon, but that would be a super Amazon. Like,
well, like you said earlier, bro, in order to get to and through, you got to have some pole position. Right?
You gotta have length to get on them chicks, get through them chicks, man. Either that or you just lay them down on their back, basically. But
nah, I'm a prone bone dude, bro. I like them on their stomach.
Yeah,
and I go to town. So
yeah, I mean, but if you wanna take advantage of those assets, you're gonna have to have some length to reach the assets. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That chick is a super Amazonian mega. She looks like that. To put in example for people that don't know what I'm looking at, Sarah Bartman. She looked like Sarah Bartman's great grandniece. I mean, godly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so she I would say would be 100 octane. This one. And like I said, man, when we met in Brooklyn at a hotel. And then I was actually nervous. I was like, yo, I know we trying to do business. She was like, you want to ask me for my number, huh? I was like, yeah, here, I'll give you my number. All right. So I was like, well, damn, it's aggressive. And like I said, I came from the crew. There's another reason that I got down in the incel space. I came from the crew where my hug at ass niggas in middle school, right? So, I wasn't super select. But now my confidence is through the roof. Like I said, I'm a jawline now, right? So now I be looking at chicks like peasant. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be like, I don't care how much yams you got, and
I mean, I'm sure you don't either, but I don't put my personal business out, because if I did, I'd be all kinds of this and that, and then people just would treat me a little bit different, because I'll be the king of, like I say I am, if I expose my personal business of my personal life. Like,
I feel
you. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna, maybe if I get rich, then I could maybe justify it, and then, you know what I'm saying, come on YouTube and tell my personal business a little bit. Like, some people know, like my electrician he knows, my homie that's an electrician, he know my business, but I don't know, man. I mean, I don't try to be a beta male. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, being a beta male is a choice. You don't have to be a fucking beta male. You know what I'm saying?
Beta.
JLP.
It's certain things that I noticed that's like kind of beta, that I just know that cats don't do. I just know that they don't live their life like that. They not scary like that. Like, I've been kind of, I turned down pussy because I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's some beta ass shit.
Don't exactly consider it that. I'll put it to you like this, because right, a lot of niggas are just thirsty to get to some, right?
I was scared of STDs,
So exactly. But you also valued yourself, right? A lot of niggas don't value themselves. I got some, and they're down to be itching, dripping, and burning, and they don't care because they think they got something. That's the value. That's the value that they place on they self, right? But if you place yourself at a higher caliber, you're gonna get 100 octanes that throw they self at you, right? But I just wanted to share that one with you. I'm gonna hop off. I want you to listen to that video, because when you hear what is said in the video with what's going on in the video, ironically enough, everything, like, it almost looks like it was planned, the way that just everything comes out, right? But it's just, that's when you see it on her, subscription membership, you don't hear none of that. But the BTS behind the scenes, you hear everything, because I put it on speakerphone, and bam, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's just like it. So in dealing with, like I said, in my business life, man, I don't mind being an open book.
Let me tell you something that happened. That's why I'm like happy and shit, like kind of swinging back and forth. So I was at work, and it's this like Mexican kind of chick. She's not really like fine or nothing like that. She's decent. She clean, whatever. She's a little fatty. And I was in the elevator, and she was with some Brad in the elevator, and they were joking with me. I guess whatever reason, my vibe or whatever, they felt comfortable just being like, we going on lunch, and we about to go take a nap. They asked me if a floor had cameras. I was like, nah, not one that I've seen. And I was like, at first I wasn't really cool with her, but after that, I'm like, oh, she basically kind of like, exposing her, husband, her work husband or whatever. And I'm like, man, maybe, maybe I might get some box or whatever, when Brad's out of work, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I'm like, I mean, it just, I don't know, nothing like that has never happened. And I've been working for a long time, other than when I was in the Navy. But yeah, that it's tripped out. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that video.
Yo, but watch it. Turn the sound up. You ain't gonna hear nothing crazy.
My ex-wife, man, had kind of like that body type.
Yeah. Damn.
But it wasn't that. She wasn't like, this chick was fat. Like, this chick is like really like she like this chick in this this video. She is like super like, I mean, compared to my wife, but my wife was packing like that. It's like maybe a medium version of what she's working with.
Right.
And I don't know, that camera looks kind of big. Like maybe it kind of has everything, objects looking kind of big or something. I don't know.
Well, you saw the look, after the
I saw the actual chick, right? Did she talk
yeah. We Googled her. So that's, but that was pre-enhancement, I'll tell you that. Because now that I'm looking at, I still followed her. I'm like Bandman Kevo, man. I'm like,
hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell you like this, right? Out of all of the social medias, okay. And then some people might have different things. I'm new to Twitter. Twitter is crazy. Twitter.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones that are not, it basically anything kind of goes in the sense of they don't have that much censorship. I'll just leave it like that. Now, but out of all of the social medias, Twitter is for like really is for fun. Facebook and Instagram. Well, Facebook is for like family, friends, and fun. Instagram is like, kind of for like showcasing a little bit. Okay. But I'll tell you this, man, Facebook is boring as hell. But that's where I got the most of any other website. I mean, man, Facebook got a bit on a firestorm. If I had anything to do with it, I would have 1 million shares of Facebook. I got so much motherfucking trail off of Facebook and continue to do so. I'm a Facebook hedonist at this point. I haven't got anything else off of Instagram or Twitter yet. I'm still trying. I'm new to Instagram too, but man, I might have to take this video and put it on fucking unlisted. Oh my god!
Shit, man. Listen, if it give me a bunch of followers, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and be above 1,000. I'm be like, oh shit, my man, he did it.
Man, I'm put your channel in the chat, man.
Oh, my fault.
No cash apps yet. I you know what? To be honest with you, I ain't never got no cash app. I done gave tons of cash apps, tons of super chats. I ain't got them. I don't have a super chat because I'm not monetized. I posted a video and like they took my monetization. You can yeah, if you busy, but I'll put it in there. But like,
I got you.
I don't even get no fucking no cash apps whatsoever. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it just tripped out. Like, but the thing is, I'm cool about it. But it's like, man, I be lacing cats up with so much, man. Here's the deal. I got some book sales on one live stream I did. I think it was my Kaizen. That was beautiful, man. I really appreciated it. I signed the books and I sent them out.
I was actually here for that. I shared that out.
I
to my
appreciate that. I
yeah,
appreciate
man.
Yeah, I saw
Nah, because I wanted like you be dropping actual gems, bro, right? So
Yeah.
like when I see content that makes sense, like a lot of stuff is circular, but and I'm here for it too. Don't get me wrong. I get tired of it sometimes, but it's just like the car accident on the highway, nigga. You go and slow down and look, right? It's just it's human nature.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I put my I did, yeah, like that was cool, man. That was like mad cool. I sold a couple books, and these were
I
hard
actually need to
copy.
write my damn book.
Yeah, these were hard copy, so I got the full price off, most of the price off of that, and then somebody bought a 2 week budget template, man. I was like, wow, man, this is really cool, man. That'll hold me down for like a month or two, man. I ain't gonna lie, like that was cool.
Thanks.
I appreciated that, man. Whoever bought that, shout out to you.
Man.
But yeah, these cats, man, they kind of phony, man. And one thing about business, if you making money and you phony, it's cool, kind of in a certain sense. I mean, I ain't gonna talk about the dead or nothing, but some people that was kind of, they had some critics or whatever or bad reviews. But the thing is that ain't nobody perfect, but you gonna have some issues, man, because people gonna stop supporting you. I'm hearing people talking about, they ain't getting that much support and they used to get support. It's because you done burned everybody. you done burned, man. If I send you a super chat, you don't acknowledge it, or if if I don't get no acknowledgement and then you just kind of low key like don't like me, and I'm like, okay, well I just stay in the cloud, and then I'll do what I saw people do in the last 6 years on YouTube, just self cannibalize themselves, so commit Japanese Shinsu Hikari and just just go off in the sunset, and then their channel was just dormant. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen so many people just come and go. Like, okay, that's you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, because if you lose support, it's gonna be like reverse of how it starts. Most people start off where you might have one or two people, like lead attorney. Lead attorney started off, man. He was just like, a humbug, just like we are. And then he just took off on fire, right? And he got momentum now that he damn near, probably just have, everybody in the country knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that if you fuck around and find out and you start, messing over your subscribers and people that are, show you any concern and interest, you might be in the reverse of where now you don't have nobody watching your ass.
Facts. Let me tell you one quick thing about that. So, because of the nature of the work I do, I end up finding out a lot about a lot of these figures. Like, I know, and I don't know if they had been doxxed or whatever, but people feel comfortable with telling me a lot about a lot of people. So I know way more than I wanted to know about some big figures in these spaces. Like way more than I wanted to know, right? And I'd be like, yo, I don't know that I wanted to know that about this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of wanted to just, see him as this, and that would be it. But now, I see him as something that y'all told me about him that's like real verified and behind the scenes, and I didn't want to know that about this guy. Like, I just wanted to keep knowing him as, the lead attorney, or as Angry Man, or as Kevin Samuels, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to know his personal shit. Why you tell me that? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, people have put, and I wouldn't put people's stuff out there like that. Like I'll put my own shit out there. I really don't care. Because I'm pretty much Teflon, right? Um, and it's kind of like, I don't know if it was Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle, but he was like, you make fun of yourself, then can't nobody else really do it. Damn, who this?
Shit. Somebody that I don't know that lives in the UK.
Wow, I got you.
Georgia Smith. She's kind of like Ella May, but a little bit more kind of street, kind of urban, yeah, and thicker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And a snicker.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been and I had to tell my wife I got a crush on ratchet chicks.
Oh, okay.
Because it's, I don't know, it's this one girl came up with this song something. She was like and I ain't even got to touch that. She's just stomping on the bitch with big feet. I ain't even got to touch it because a baby daddy beat on her. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that because see, here's the thing.
Woo.
Here's the deal, right? So so like, okay, how you gonna have a song about domestic violence that every chick is dancing to, and then talk about domestic violence, like beating up chicks and shit, but you dancing to it.
So I ain't got to touch her because a baby daddy beat on her. I was like, yo, but realistically, yeah, then you can't be like, these niggas are violent. Well, bitch.
Nigga, did you know that I can see
you?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm like the oxymoron of that. You got you doing TikToks to, ain't but my baby daddy beat on her, did take a shit and it skied on her. And then, you know what I'm saying, you dancing to basically domestic violence. And like you said, like, you little peasant motherfucker, your baby daddy beat on you. but then turn back to say, basically these men are abusing women, and every 5 seconds a baby mama is destroyed and thrown in the dumpster, but my baby daddy beat on her.
That's my shit. That's my shit. Baby daddy beat on her. But then, like you said, but I mean, we also got to look at the fact that how many baby mamas beat on their baby daddy.
I'm one. I mean, I wasn't a baby daddy, but I'm a definitely a victim because I had to just say fuck it and just wow. I mean, like I just said, all right. And then, and then eventually things transpired to where just we couldn't be around each other like that, and we couldn't even, be together, and it wasn't worth it. And no, the sex ain't gonna keep me, being with you. So then you gotta find
that
somebody.
Shit do be fun though when you I've been there too.
Yeah.
And when they get to choking you and all that shit, and you be like, and then you throw off you and body slam
like that, man. She couldn't do nothing like that. She'll just like try to hit me, and then I know jujitsu. I jujitsu like nameless protagonist. He knows jujitsu too, but he been doing it for like way longer than I have since he was a kid. But I know enough to where she done felt my wrath,
Damn.
Because she just kept on, like it's some of these women like Christina, what is it, Karesha Rock or whatever,
Christian Rock
that just like want to like haul off and
I'd have knocked her teeth out.
She already got her teeth knocked out.
I'd have knocked the rest of them shits out.
I mean, the thing is that women like that, I just, what I'm saying, don't be around like that.
Well, yeah, I just wouldn't be around. But this woman right here, she mixed breed, huh?
Yeah, she's mixed, yeah. Very like definitely bona fide 8-9 type of chick, right? Like
Yeah.
UK singer. You know, she's it's like Usher said straight out of Elle magazine, you know. And then Drake said if you um don't tell me about you a model if you ain't been in Vogue, like you know what I'm saying, like um yeah, man, she's bona fide, man. Yeah.
But listen, man, let me hop off of this. Go check out that video, listen to it, because literally when you was talking about the list and all this other shit, man, literally the mortgage broker literally says those words. So you gotta listen to it, turn the audio up, you know what I'm saying? Get some Jergens if you need it. You know what I'm saying? I watched it a couple times myself. Just I muted it and then watched it a couple times. I was like, damn, I was
Well,
right there.
the thing is, lady, young lads, you can't. I know this did turn in the conversation in the pussy because at least I am. I'm in my freaky 40s. So
Shit, I'm right there. I'm 38, about to be 39, but I'm married, so
yeah.
trust me, it's a whole. I have my group called Husbands United because there's a lot of benefits, but one of the most dangerous things I'll tell you is that wearing this wedding ring, you get a whole nother set of problems.
I know.
I'm sure you've been there.
I've been there. I was married and I had I mean,
women just be like, "Oh, he married. Let me throw box at him." I'm bitch. I'm married then.
Man.
Why don't you do that when I ain't have the ring?
Man. Whew. Whew. But I'm gonna definitely watch that video. It was something else I wanted to say. Definitely if you watching this on the playback or watch this now, subscribe to Lonzo Hall. I mean,
and get the books, yo. Get where's promote your books and all that because it's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, my book is available on Amazon as well. Get that book, Millionaire Savings Plan.
Oh, and it's on the Kindle.
Yeah, it's on Kindle, and then if you buy it on my website, brokegeniuses.com. I'm also on Gumroad. I'll give you an autographed copy, and it'll say "Future Millionaire." So if I ever be something and I, marry Georgia Smith and she give me, at least 1 or 2 kids and I'm a millionaire, you can say, I got a subscription. I mean, a signature of Abdul. I bought his book and he's a millionaire hedge fund manager now, and he's rich and famous. So, I got his book. I got a first autographed copy or whatever, one of few, and you know what I'm saying, it's worth like at least, I don't know, $100 or $1,000.
Word.
I'm just throwing that out in the ethos. But the thing is that young lads, you don't want to get caught up in the pussy trap though. I know we talked about a lot about pussy and diesels. We got excited like a motherfucker when diesels was you know what I'm saying? This guy, goddamn it, did about an hour, goddamn it, explanation on diesels on the octane scale. But lads, you gotta control, your urges and stuff because you don't want to end up like anybody else, like R. Kelly, Top G, Andrew Tate, and all this other shit. You do not want to, there's many men that have gotten fallen from grace, chasing pussy.
Like shit, don't end up like me, shot 5 times over this shit.
That was over a chick? Wow.
It was the chick got me set up. So what ended up happening, so me and dudes was I used to wild out when I was younger, man. I used to go everywhere flagging. And this was before the 8 ball broke between G's and C's. So I was out there flagging, but I was a right banger as well. So people got confused because they would see me wear a black rag, a blue rag, red rag, orange rag. It didn't really matter what color I wore. but we're predominantly blue, but to the right. And I was out in the Trey Fall, and I seen some dudes who was repping something else. But I was dolo. But like people look at me and they see my demeanor and they think it's very unassuming. I'm probably one of the most gangster ass niggas when it comes to like beef in the streets type shit. Because like I will roll dolo.
New York already know. My sensei used to talk. One of my sensei's sensei is from New York. And,
bro, they say New York ain't nearly as gangster as Chi-Town.
I think not. I think, man, New York has a history of gangsterdism. Like niggas used to come from New York to handle motherfuckers in Chicago. Like back in the John Dillinger, Al Capone days, and Maya Lansky, John Gotti, and all the motherfuckers, man. They used to go shit. If a motherfucker got whacked in Chicago or had some problems in Chicago, they'll bring motherfuckers from New York to handle that shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, I had a uncle who was a black gangster, Gus Greenlee. He actually owned the Negro League Pittsburgh Pirates. So, like, I followed him, Bumpy Johnson, folks like that. But I be on my pro blackity black shit. But but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
New York, it's more like, to me, New York is a monster to deal with because it's bigger. Like my father, he was when he came from the UK from Ghana, he went to New York. He said New York is like 10 Chicagos as far as size, as far as people. So and even I work with a dude that's from New York. Like when I hear this, like Chicago is worse, I think it's cap or setup. Cause I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it just way different. Cause it's like, you know what I'm saying? I used to listen to Wu-Tang and shit, the Brooklyn Zoo and all of that shit. Like it's just like a wild jungle with a whole bunch of people.
But see, out there, for every 10 niggas, you might got 4 who strapped. For every 10 niggas in New York, you got 1 who's strapped. But then again, you're gonna have 10 niggas in Chicago, you're gonna have 100 in New York.
That's what I'm saying. I used to watch the AN1 series. I used to be a heavy hooper. I used to play street ball a lot. And I used to watch those documentaries and shit in Rutgers Park and stuff. I wanted to go there to poop and shit like one summer. And I talked to Underrated about that. We had a conversation about that like years ago. And I used to see them cats, man, come out like just a gang of them minds, man, like come out in a massive crowd. And it's like, I'm just one dude. Like, I'm not gonna be able to deal with like 55 dudes, coming at me and shit. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do, man? And it's cats that from Chicago that went to New York and had problems.
I mean, that's because they wasn't on their home turf, right? But if you go to neutral territory, and like I met some G's when I was in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm talking about these is regular, like they were like this one dude that used to hoop, and he went to New York. He was like a Chicago hooper, and he got ensnared into some, I don't know, it seemed like some down low shit in New York, and they found that nigga, man, dead dead and looked like fucked over or whatever. And it was like, it's like some cats that, cats came to New York and probably had some problems, but it's cats that came to New York came up, like Kanye West is prime example. D Rose is playing for the Knicks now. I guess if you are a certain type of individual, you think you big and bad, and you're going to somebody else, you gotta be humble or whatever, I guess. But I look at it like this: like you say, home turf. You go to New York, them cats grew up around each other. They know each other. They know other people. Other people know other people. They got a connection. It's just you. I go to Chicago. I mean, I go to New York right now. It's just me. I don't know anybody from New York. I don't have no connections like that. So I don't, you know, I might have family there, but I would have to link up with them and stuff like that. But in Chicago, I got, you know, cousins, family. I got a place I can go. And even that won't save my ass. You know, I'm just, you know, you being in the
See,
wrong,
that's what I'm saying.
wrong
You
time.
ain't got that issue in New York.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, you know, you just gotta know where to be and where to go. And then, you know, them niggas come out there like motherfucking gorillas and shit. Them big ass heads coming your way, like out of them buildings.
Mm.
I'm saying you better motherfucking be. I saw that shit on 79th Street. Somebody got shot or beat up or something. Man, them came out like gorillas. Like it was and the police was out there. It was like they just came out like a motherfucking paramilitary troop. It's like what the fuck is all of these motherfuckers walking in locking step and shit? And it's like you don't think like, you know, you in the hood, you like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I know it's the hood and it's bad. But these cats in the fucking buildings, they calling each other and they know each other. They got a whole fucking gang unit that's like a paramilitary force that you don't see, but they there. And then they might have a meeting real quick, and then after the meeting, they going to go check and see what happens with the police and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like 25 of them, and then another 30 that's coming behind them, and you like, God damn, I ain't know this was a compound like this. You know, you fuck around, you in a compound and don't even know it. That's really what the ghetto is. It's a bunch of niggas in the compound that's controlled by you know, basically underworld, you know.
Well, that shit, like the rapper Fabulous owns Brevoy Projects, but he's part owner of them. But you know, he hasn't fixed them. Brevoy Projects is a NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority facility. It's still run down by rodents and rats, but he come through in the Phantom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, for one of them Phantoms, you can fix the whole project.
Yeah, I saw him give like a whole bunch of money to some cats at Burger King. I'm like,
But anyway, man, let me I done been sitting here kicking it and shooting the breeze. You know, wipe ass work in progress every day and see success. And y'all know my motto: when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Shout out to Chi-Town. Actually, the CAAFP, Conference of African American Financial Professionals, is going to be, I believe, in Chicago this year. So I might be out there.
All right, man, I'll shit, link up. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm
no
saying?
doubt. Listen. I hit you on the horn, and we'll definitely get to it. But salute, brother.
All right, salute. So yep, that is that, and you know, hopefully you got some understanding and you know what the octane scales are, and you know, pretty much you got a good gist of it. So gonna leave you with some kind outros, and you have a good rest of your evening.
If you don't think money can buy happiness, you don't know where to shop. You can get money and then go save the world. You can get money and save the forests in Brazil. You make money and go save global warming. But without money, you can't save a fucking thing. Don't you understand? Don't the fucking idiots on YouTube understand that? Until you make some shekels, until you make some fucking coin, you can't help anybody. Because if love got the job done, you wouldn't all be fucked up.
Message.